Hey everyone, Hosen here. Been a while. I put a post up on my page saying I was going to do a 4x marathon and play every 4x game that I own. Yeah. So today I'll be kicking that off and we'll be starting the first game with Sword of Stars, the first one. Just like all my other ones, I'll go through on how to play the game and hopefully kick some butt in it and not fail. So we'll go ahead and play single player and we'll do a custom. Just gonna go ahead and do a 2D map. If I pick this up again, or if I pick this game up again and record it again, I'll go ahead and do a 3D map, but just for simplicity reasons, we'll do 2D. We'll have all the races. We'll do like one of each, so you guys can see each one. We'll just go alliances. You don't want teams. We'll just do the basic diplomacy stuff in this game, which is really basic. AI difficulty be normal. I'm not very good at this game, unlike Master of Orion, where I am apparently awesome. In this game, I suck. Random encounters, I'm going to turn it down to 38%. Oh, that's kind of a random number. I kind of just like slid it down from 100, just ended up there. But the reason is every random encounter in this game is negative, which is kind of stupid, but and some of them can be really devastating against you. And I don't want to end up losing because like something comes and just eats half of my galactic empire. So if it's gonna happen, I want it to be a low chance. I don't want it to be like normal, because the normal random encounter rate is ridiculous. So we'll go ahead and put it right there. All right. So I'll just go over some backstory and stuff in this game, some basic lore, I guess, or not lore, but kind of some of the mechanics of the game. So there's 6 races. We have the humans, the Hiver, the Tarkas, the Lear, the Zool, and I believe this is Moragi. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. That's what my friends started calling it multiplayer, so that's what I call it, the Moragi. So so we have our galaxy map here, and it's a nice 2D map. Each race has its own unique way of travel on the map. Humans, they travel by node lines, so like this planet here will be connected to that one, and this one will be connected like those two. So you can travel from like that planet into those, like connect node lines. The Hivers, and this travels pretty fast. It's really fast. The Hivers, they can go to any planets. Like you could select your ships and just fly anywhere, but the thing is they fly really slow. And what they can do when they reach places though is they can set up a hyper gate, which will allow them to instantaneously warp their ships in and out, which is pretty cool. It plays a lot more. It fits my play style a lot more, because I like to play more huge empire macro, so I can have like my ships halfway across the galaxy and get attacked on my front lines, and then warp them all there and just deal with the problem. The other race is the Tarkas. They are similar to the Hivers in that they can send their ships anywhere, I believe. I haven't played the Tarkas. I think they can just send their ships anywhere, but they move faster than the Hivers, and they don't set up gates. They're your most basic form of travel. It's like Master of Orion, where you could just kind of send your shit anywhere. The Lear, uh, this is this is a weird race. They're a race of psychic dolphins, which is pretty fucking awesome. They move faster in deep space, but when they approach planets or when they leave from planets, the gravity wells kind of, I guess, like mess them up a little bit, and they slow them down. So they're really good for like long range kind of stuff, and they'll get there pretty fast. But when they get near the planets, they'll slow down, basically. The Zool, they kind of have a system like node lines, except they make their own node lines, I believe is how it works. And they have to like maintain them by sending these burrowers through to keep the node line up. I've never played as them. My friend has a couple times. They're pretty cool, I guess. The Moragi, they move faster the more ships they have, like in their flock, like their I don't know, like bird race or like a caudal race. So their whole thing is like they move faster in a pact kind of thing. So yeah. So there's all the races. Um, Strategic turn length, that just means when I'm on the overmap, I have all the time I want to make my decisions. Whenever you get into combat, uh, you only fight for a certain amount of time, and it basically withdraws out of it. And then if there's still stuff there next turn, then you'll go back into it next turn. It has its advantages and disadvantages. Mainly, like if you're trying to survive, then you'll want shorter time, but if you're attacking, you'll want more. I guess kind of depends on how it goes. So it has its ups and downs. I just set it to 300 seconds. It's fine with me. Initial treasury, initial colonies, put all that at basic stuff. Initial starting text 0. Necton efficiency and research, put that as normal. So we'll go create game and just call it LLP Sword of the Stars Uno. Okay. Alright, so what race am I gonna be? I've been playing as the humans quite a bit, and I've been playing as the Hivers quite a bit, and I've seen some Let's Plays like by Get Daved, who has played as the humans, and I've seen some other people who also choose the humans. So since there's already videos out there, or the majority that I have found, where the player for the recorder is playing as the humans, I will not be playing as the humans. I am tempted to go Hiver, because I do play a more macro game, but I think for this, I'm gonna play as the Lear. I haven't seen any videos of people playing as the Lear, so I'm gonna play as the Lear. And they are pretty cool, at least in my opinion. And I have played as them the least. I've played as humans, Hivers, and Lear quite a bit. And out of those three, most of the time I spend on humans and Hivers. Lear, I only spend about 15-20% of my game time on them, which isn't. I don't. You know, I only got this game when the second one came out, and the second one was so bad that I got a copy of the first one just to see what it was like, and ended up really liking this game. So I'm waiting for the second one to get fixed with patches, and once that's done, I'll include that in my marathon if it's ready by then. So, but I'm gonna play as the Lear, and I'll go over the strategies, of course, that I use when I play games, that I do with the Lear, as opposed to the strategies I do with the other races. So we'll be this guy. He looks pretty cool. And let's see what kind of symbols we have. We have bubbles, a squid carrot thingy, an airplane, a tear. I'm not digging these. A yin yang piece thing, kind of? No. Kind of the question mark? No, it's random. Lame. Lame. Let's have a nice seashell. Yeah, seashell. No, I want that. That's cool. Okay, we'll do that. And be teal. Go with our skin. And we'll hit done with our race. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go in and add humans. Done. Add the Hivers. Done. Tarkos. So that we can have one of each race. Zool. Zool, motherfucker, Zool. And the Miragi. Alright, cool. So we have all this done. And off the game. So turn up the volume just so you guys can hear their creepy psychic telepathic voices as they beam information into my brain. Anyways, here's the galaxy map. Here's us over here. This is our nice little ocean planet here. Obviously it has more ocean than land because we're swimmers. And Bomano. Okay. It's our home world. So here's the whole galaxy map. And you can zoom in and out. You can move it and look at different things, but we'll focus on our little point in the world and waiting for all players. Okay, whatever. Alright. So, I'll just go over basic stuff, and then from there, I'll just go, and if you guys have questions on stuff or I miss something, just yell at me in the comments or send me PMs, but I'll, do my best. So, anyways, the first thing we want to do is pick a research, something to research. So we'll hit R to go to research, and I'm liking this already. Okay. So in the research, you have a bunch of different categories. You have energy weapons, ballistic weapons, or energy weapons covers obviously energy-based weapons. Ballistic weapons, they cover like Gauss drivers, mass drivers, bigger mass drivers, sniper cannons, which are pretty cool. And also, once you tech this, you can it'll give you technology for point defense stuff. So that's ballistic. Ballistic I found is pretty fun to use because the game, when you go into combat, it kind of simulates a little bit like Rome Total War, where you just have your fleets and then you fire at each other. Really, it's not turn-based or anything. It's all real time. And in order to like, there's no calculations for hitting the enemy ships. It's just your ships will fire, and if they hit, then it scores hits, and if they miss, then it misses. The cool thing about ballistic weapons is because there are physics in the game. When like big ballistic bullets hit small ships and stuff, you can just see them fly like crazy. It gets really cool. So ballistics are pretty fun. I think I usually go ballistics. I might go lasers just for something new. Maybe I'll hybrid it a little bit. Then over here we have the faster than light communications. This gives us access to, I guess, like radar kind of stuff. Battle computers will give us access to this thing called the CNC ship, which is like your command ship. Each fleet you have can only have a certain amount of ships in at a time. So like if you have a fleet of 100 dudes, you can only have like 6 dudes in. If you put a command ship in, you can specify which ships come out first, like which ships in the fleet will actually go to fight, and you'll also get more ships in. So command ships are pretty good to have. Then over here we have xenotechnology. The only technology I have for it is the Lear. When we meet other races, we'll get more xenotechnology. It's what you need. You need to research it in order to, make alliances and things like that. It also does some other stuff. I haven't dabbled too much into it. Maybe I'll try and do it. Industry. This is the first tech we'll actually be getting, which is Waldo units. And Waldo units give us, when you design a ship, it's designed in 3 parts: the head, the body, and the tail, basically. So this one will give us a new head to our ship. It'll also lower the construction costs for ships by 10% and increase industrial output by 15%. So we are going to go ahead and select this as one we want to research. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm going to try and make sure you can, because it's fucking creepy. Over here we have biology. Biology is when you colonize planets, they'll either be like really fucked up and you'll have to terraform them, or they'll be like pretty good. But anyways, the biology stuff basically makes so your people populate faster, as well as terraform planets faster. So it's pretty good to invest in. I'll probably be doing it pretty fast. Drones. This will get you like your carrier ships. It'll also get you some other stuff like cybernetic interface is similar to Waldo units in that it lowers ship costs and increases industrial stuff by 20%, which is really good. It'll be our second tech. And like I said, it'll allow you to get carriers, as well as if you go really deep up in the tree, like way up there, which is not there yet, but you go up there, you can start getting like AI stuff, which can vastly propel your empire in both production and research speeds. But this can lead to some interesting random events where the AI rises up and tries to break off and kill lots of stuff. I think. I haven't had it happen to me. I really want it to happen to me. That'd be a cool one, just to see it. Anyways, Star drives. This is our star drive that's unique to the Lear. It's the Sutter Warp mode of travel that creates movement by tiny teleports millions of times per second. It has poor maneuverability. Blah blah blah. You can research the star drives in order to. I think they mainly focus on making your overmap speeds and ranges better. I think. I don't know. I haven't researched. Like I said, I've never really gotten that far with the Lear, so this will be cool. Then over here we have our missiles. So we have like we can tech this, which will make us do more missile damage. So pretty basic techs, you know. They tech this, which will make our missiles like split into smaller ones, which is pretty cool. Gets around point defense. Here you can see their damage, range, accuracy, and rate of fire. So pretty fun. Shield technology. This one would actually give us another head that we could put on, and would create electromagnetic field. I haven't experimented too much with shields, so I probably won't be using them too much, if at all. It's probably because I'm a terrible player and I don't know anything about this game, but whatever. Then we have power technology, which is like your engines and things like that. And we know how much engines. Wow, 101 turns. We know how much engines saved my ass in Master of Orion, so I'll definitely be investing in them in some near time in the future. And we also have torpedo weapons, which I haven't really used too much, so maybe I'll get into that. So anyways, that's the tech tree, and you can spin it around real fast or real slow. It doesn't really matter, because on Waldo units is where we're going to stop. So we'll go ahead and pick up Waldo units, and it's all sparkly. That means people are working on it. Cancel out of this. So let's talk about this for a little bit. Up here we can see savings and research, and this is our slider. And as I slide it, you can see the yellow will get bigger and the green will get smaller, which indicates how much we're putting into research and how much we're putting into savings. This pie right here is basically everything that's going on money-wise for like this turn. So since we don't have any ships, we're not paying maintenance, we're not developing any planets, so we're not terraforming them, we're not paying anything on that. All we're doing is putting money into research and our savings. So what I'm actually going to do is bump research up quite a bit. So now if we look at Waldo units, it'll take 2 turns. I think I could do it here too. Yeah, so 3, 4, 5, no turns, 4 turns, 3 turns, 2 turns. So that'll work. So I also have 50 grand. If I hit E, I can see projected treasury, which is 109,000. So if I end the turn now, I should go up to 109,000. That's kind of how money works, I guess. So we'll go ahead and buy some ships, because we need to send some stuff out and colonize some stuff. So we go B for buy, and we have a bunch of different ships, and these are what our ships look like. And we're kind of fishy. Okay. So we have armor. Armors, they're listed here based on what. So there's the 3 bodies. There's the head, which is the command, the mission, which is the middle, and the engine, which is the tail. At least that's what I call it. The armor, the tanker, and the colonizer, all these refer to what the mission like what the middle one is, what the mission is. So the mission on this colonizer is the colonizer. It might make more sense when I go to design my own. So what I need to do is each ship performs its own tasks. So like the armor is like your little basic attack ships. The tanker, your ships have fuel, and the tankers carry extra fuel for your ships. Colonizer does exactly what it sounds like. It colonizes planets for you. Extended range ships, they have more fuel than normal ships, so you can send them out as scouts if you want to. And that's, sorry, I got the burps. That's all fine and dandy, but I'm going to build some tankers and a colonizer, and I go into debt. So I'll build one tanker it is. So when you so this is our build option. When I build ships, you can see my money down here, and when you are done with this, it will take the money right out of your right out of like your savings, or like right away. So like if I queue up like 50 chips, I have to pay for all of them right now. It's not like something I don't pay it over time. I got to pay it all at once, which makes managing the money a little bit easier, in my opinion. But I don't know. So we'll go ahead and build a tanker. We're gonna start building some tankers and some colony ships and send them out and do some exploring. So we'll let that tanker build, and so he said I'm at 24,000 now, so I spent some money, and we'll go ahead and pass a turn. So here's some of my planet stats. The only thing that we won't really care about, well, industrial output is like, you know, how much production the planet has. The income is how much I'm getting from it. Civilians, I believe they're like, you tax them, I think. I don't know. Anyways, your civilians can equal, what is it, 100 million times the size. So eventually this will go out to be like a billion. I think, if my math is right. Yeah, you go out to be like a billion, and then it'll be capped. So like if this planet here was like a size 1, it can only have 100 million people on it. So there's our tanker. Let's go ahead and not intern. We want to get a colonizer for it now. And we'll go ahead and do another turn. Actually, can I get a tanker too? Yep. And another colonizer? Nope, I'm going to debt. Well, we'll go into debt. It's only 6,000. That's not too bad. And we'll go ahead and pass our turn. So another thing on our savings that's pretty cool to mention, if we go to our economic page, we also gain interest on our savings. We gain 1% interest on our savings, and I believe 15% interest on our debts. Yeah, we want to try not to go into debt too much, or ever. So we got some ships here. This is my little ship view over here. This is Alpha Fleet. The pluses here, the green pluses, indicate their health. It'll be green or yellow for damage, or red for really fucked up. And then, of course, if it's dead, it'll just be gone. The 6 of 6 indicates it's how much fuel it has in it. So its fuel tanks can hold 6, and it currently has 6. The range is a total of like how far the ships can go. So with these tankers, they can go further. One tanker carries enough extra fuel to fuel up 10 destroyers, which is the current size ship that we can build right now, are destroyers. So we're gonna go ahead and take these guys. We're gonna add them to a new fleet. So a tanker and a colonizer can go out 36 range, and that planet is 5 range, and it'll take us about 5 turns to get there. So we'll go ahead and send them there. And can we build some more stuff? How about another tanker and a colonizer? I go into debt. That's okay. We'll go ahead and split these ones off, and we'll just do some scouting. And keep going and doing stuff. So our research is done. Looks like it went over budget a little bit, which can happen. The next tech I'll be going for is cybernetic interface. This will give me a huge production boost, which is nice. And I need that. So I'll go ahead and send you guys off here. So basically I'm going to be scouting this area here, and trying to colonize as much of it as I can, and pushing out. God, that sounds really general. I'm going to play a 4X game. I'm going to colonize things around me and then go around and kill everything else. Okay, that's my plan. My plan, YouTube. So we'll just pass some turns here. Go ahead and build some more ships now that I have 370,000. Go ahead and build 4 tankers and 4 colonizers. As you can see, you can produce ships pretty fast in this game. It's only going to take 3 turns to build these 8 ships. You also might see here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but I'm getting a little blue line in there, and that is the maintenance that I must pay on my ships. And oh my god, this is a nice little planet here. Anyways, the blue line is my maintenance, and from what I've found out, sorta, it might not be true, but it seems like the Lear have to pay pretty high maintenance on their ships. So here's a new planet. It is a size of 4. It has a climate hazard of 51.7. Our home world is basically a climate hazard of 0. So when you go to different places, they can have a climate hazard of 0 between like 1300. 1300 being extremely bad. So 51.7 is amazingly good. And what you'll see here is it is a size 4. It has resources on it. Resources, if you really need to produce things faster, you can over harvest your planet, which drains your resources, but you can produce faster. So, take that for what you will. Infrastructure is 0 because no one's on it, I haven't built anything. So the cost for this planet per turn will cost me 7,680, which is like, again, nothing. Until this planet's developed, so we'll go ahead and colonize it. So we want to colonize it, we'll hit Control C, pick our colonizer, said pick it, not deselect it, and hit OK. Yes, a new sea to explore, splash down now. And we got a new colony. This one is the Shunan. Aha, our research is done. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is I could use some expert systems. I'm going to invest in some biological stuff so that my planets... Actually, no. What I need to do is keep going in industrial, because industrial will allow you to build bigger ships. And I want to see if I can build the bigger colony ship so that I can... the bigger colony ship allows you to bring over, allows you to get an extra jump on the terraforming, I guess. So, oops. I would like to see if I have that. It's really good to just try and cut costs on anything you can. So, I'll go ahead and move this tanker here just to scout. And keep going. But you see my population is red here. It just means that I built some ships, and I guess some civilians and stuff need to arm it, you know. So this is a planet, I guess, with a really high climate hazard. 781.75. Size of 6. Resources, of course. Cost prohibited means I can't land here. In the future, I may be able to with better biology breakthroughs, but for now, I can't go there. And even if I could, it would cost me like 100,000 or so per turn. So I probably wouldn't want to just for you know, it's just too much maintenance at this point in the game. Because I make making 262,000 per turn, so like 100,000 would be way too much. So here's little sliders and stuff if you want to put your hands in on what the planet's doing. It's terraforming at a rate of 0.27. So this goes down by 0.27 each turn, and building infrastructure at 0.10. It starts out really, really slow because the population is really low, but eventually the population just gets really high and picks up, and everything goes really fast. So yeah. Here's my design screen. I was thinking if I needed to design anything, but I think I will wait until I can get some cruisers. Actually, in the meantime, I'll go ahead and do a design. What I want to do is take my armor ship and take all the ballistic weapons off and put laser weapons. The reason I'm doing this is because lasers have a faster firing rate, and I'll be fighting mainly smaller ships at the beginning of the game if I have to do any combat. So I'd rather have a gun that fires faster and does a little bit less damage than a gun that fires slower and does a little bit more, and also has less accuracy, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, the lasers have like twice as much accuracy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and save the design, and we'll just call it the armor again, and delete our old one. And we're going to build some of these just as a precaution. So we can build quite a few. The other reason I'm doing this too is because new colonies are really easy to destroy. So it's good to have some kind of... Ooh, I could just go right to it. I will... Yeah, so it's good to have some form of defense at your planets in the form of ships. And what do we find here? Size 4 has 349 climate hazard. Not the best, so we're going to go ahead and just move on. Go ahead and move those guys there. Because I don't feel like paying 52,000 for a while. If I had the bigger transports, or when I get them, I might go and colonize it. Because I can instantly knock off like 40 or 50 climate hazard. And by then I'll get some other technology that will allow me to transport more people when I colonize them. So that'll be really nice to have. Looks like our research is done. And now we will get cruiser construction. And cruiser construction will allow us to build the cruisers. So we shall go with that. And on that, my time is up for this video. And when we come back, we will continue to push out as the race of psychic dolphins and claim our portion of the Black Sea for our own. Yay! I will see you guys then.